Well, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you are right now. Thank you for joining us for our latest ASA Live. This is one that I was excited to do. This conversation, I want everybody to know, came out of a conversation that we were having with one of our partners at Home Instead, because we started to talk about the importance of driving fundraising to the field of aging. And so today's conversation is really going to center around what that looks like, why that's important, and then how we can support that. My name is Cindy Morris. I am the Vice President of Development and Community Engagement at ASA. Normally, when I'm hosting our ASA Lives, I'm wearing that community engagement hat. And I'm not really wearing the development hat. Today, I'm excited because I'm going to be able to wear my development hat as well, and really talk about the importance of funding within our field. I am really very excited to be joined by three guests today, Lenli, Corbett, Ashley McGrain, and Nichole Barnes. They are joining us because they have been investing on both sides, right? Whether they have been investing on the side of helping to drive funding to this aging field of ours, or whether they exist in this field with us and are also, like you, always looking for how can we make this work. For years and years and years, ladies. First of all, welcome, 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 welcome.
Thank you.
I get to say that 3 times since there's 3 of you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. For years, my background was in actually training nonprofits in fundraising and how to drive that forward. So talking to you all today is a real privilege because I love the idea that Home Instead is investing in the process of funding nonprofits in aging. It is not always the easiest thing to do. So, Lenli, before we get started and dive into all of this, talk to us about Home Instead Charities. Why did Home Instead invest in this, and what is it that you're really focused in on?
Yeah, definitely. And thanks so much for the chance to be here today. It's wonderful to be joined by such a great group. Home Instead Charities has been around since 2003. We were originally called Home Instead Foundation, actually just until this last year. And we went through some changes with some strategic planning as far as what more can we do in the aging space. And it was founded by Paul and Lori Hogan, who founded Home Instead. And really the idea, so Home Instead has been around for 27 years and Home Instead Charities a little bit shorter, is that we know that not everyone will have the opportunity to be a Home Instead client. And yet we know that the aging community is vast and that there are lots of aging adults who are relying on the critical missions of charitable organizations out there to be able to age with independence and dignity. And we really believe that with the work that we do, that every aging adult should have the ability to age with independence and dignity in whatever home that looks like. And so at Home Instead Charities, what we're focused on, our mission is to improve the life of underserved aging adults. And the way we do that is a little bit unique. We used to be a traditional grant distributor with sort of that bucket of money and grant applications. And about 8 years ago, this conversation started with the board about creating more meaningful relationships with our charitable partners. You know, we don't want to just distribute dollars and then have no meaningful connection to the people that are out there sort of on the ground, really working with our aging population. And so the idea of a new program, which Ashley will be able to speak to, she's really what I call our Give 65 guru, came about. Give 65 is our signature program, and it's our main charitable arm that we distribute funds. And so through that, we run that in the United States and in Canada. We serve aging adults through a number of those charitable organizations that are focused on things like food, clothing, transportation, housing, all of those things that are not just, we think of it as the needs to have, not the nice to have, but the absolute needs to have. And so at Home Instead Charities, we're really focused on those meaningful partnerships with our charitable partners to be able to do more for our aging community.
So I really like this idea, right? Because what I'm hearing you say is you transitioned from kind of giving away dinner to teaching the man to fish, right? And that really sounds to me like what the goal of Give 65 is. Can Ashley, talk to us a little bit? Give 65, what is the process of Give 65? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Give 65 is an online giving platform. So it's open 365 days a year. So we're always accepting gifts. We have two main pushes throughout the year. The first one is coming up in a week and a half. It's called the Give 65 event. It's July 13th, kicks off at 8 a.m. time and ends at 1 a.m. on July 16th. And it's an online fundraising event with nonprofits scattered throughout the U.S. So this year we are in 39 states. We have 137 organizations that we are partnering with, including Duet, which Nichole will talk about here shortly. But Home Instead Charities provides matching grants and financial rewards. And the thought behind that is we want to inspire people to give, but to give on a greater level. One of the great things about the Give 65 platform is that we accept gifts of $10 or more. So we feel like we're able to include a lot more people who can maybe only make a $10 gift. But with the thought of it having the potential to be matched or to take home one of our financial rewards, which are $10,000, your gift can go so much further. And then not only are you supporting this organization, but you're also understanding the beneficial work that they're doing. Like Lenli said, like these are needs to have. These are services that are helping these people live with independence and dignity. And so your $10 or your $15 or $20 is going a long way to fulfill that mission. So we have organizations that sign up, they apply to participate. We do some vetting on the back end just to make sure that they do serve aging adults and are good standing. And then we provide tools and resources and are in constant contact with them to make sure that they feel empowered to go out into their communities and really rally them to give in support of the aging adults right in their community.
So the idea of these community giving days, I want to make sure our audience really understands this. There is a growing market for community giving days. They are a wonderful idea to see about actually implementing in your own communities. Although you can also apply to be a Give 65 member, or I don't know what you call them, a Give 65
a partner. Good way
partner.
to put it.
Okay,
Yeah.
A Give 65 partner through the Home Instead Charities website. But I think what they really are is an opportunity for nonprofit organizations to utilize their own giving experience. So it's an individual drive campaign, just like you would be running any other time in the year, except that you are also competing at the same time. And so as you compete, you are competing for matching dollars, you are competing for prize money that are designed. And what's beautiful about this is that the way Home Instead Charities has designed this is that they are designed to kind of drive donations when donations wouldn't be coming in otherwise, right? So we know the summer is not a hot time to run an individual campaign. By running this campaign now, you're going to be getting an influx of money. We know that there are certain hours of the day when you run an individual campaign, those die down. And I bet that's when your prize money comes in, because that's when you want to drive those donations. And so individual giving is an art form for nonprofits, and to see you all kind of investing in training them on that is really important. And it's why ASA really wanted to partner in today's ASA Live to talk about this with you, because we are hoping that our members can start to benefit from these, whether they are through their own giving days or by going to the Home Instead Charities page and becoming a Give 65 partner at some point. Nichole, what has that experience been for you? First, tell us about Duet, and then we want to hear about the experience of being a Gift 65 partner.
Yes, thank you. Well, Duet has been serving the community for 40 years. We're excited to be celebrating our 40-year anniversary this year. And we were founded by the Reverend Dr. Dosha Carlson, who had a passion for who she referred to as the invisible elderly. And so we were created to turn her vision into a reality where every person in the community could age with compassion, dignity, and hope. And so our mission is to promote health and well-being through our vitally needed services to homebound adults, family caregivers, faith communities, and to grandfamilies. So we are here to help aging adults do everything that Home Instead Charities just mentioned that the campaign helps to support. So we love this opportunity for all the reasons that have already been described. It helps us to raise critically needed funds for our mission. We offer our services free of charge because of the support that comes in from giving campaigns such as this. And out here in Arizona, the funds dry up along with the weather in the summer. So it really could not happen at a better time from that standpoint. And we also love the fact that it falls in place around Independence Day, which is really the driving force of the work that we do to keep aging adults living independently in their own homes, surrounded by the things that they love.
You know, has Give 65, has participating in a program like this, has that drawn new donors to you?
It does, yes.
It does. How does that work?
So every year we have people who hear about us for the first time, whether it be through our promotions on social media or the great social media that Home Instead Charities offers. And it's also a great way for us to re-engage with donors who gave to the previous campaigns or other times throughout Duet. So it just creates a spark in not only new donors, but also an opportunity to re-engage our existing donors as well.
I love that. I love, you know, in every ASA Live, my cat's tail shows up, and now it's time for that to happen in this ASA Live. So,
well, you might say Give 65 is the cat's meow. So
that was fabulous. One day we're gonna need to piece together pictures of my cat's tail, because I swear they show up in every meeting and every So for just a minute, talk to us about what is it that you do to prepare for a Giving Day experience like this? What process have you been going through as an organization, Nichole?
Well, we're fortunate for Ashley and all the work that they do at Home Instead Charities. They provide all the tools that any nonprofit needs to really be successful, whether you have a development staff or not. They provide us with all of the key messaging for emails, social media. So we create electronic e-blasts that we send out ahead of time and have several scheduled leading up to the event, as well as the day of and post-event, coupled with social media. And we also use the wonderful press release template that is given by Home Instead Charities. And so we're able to increase awareness about the campaign through that opportunity as well. So a combination, and phone calls, obviously, is very important as well, especially for those who have supported us in the past. So it's a multifaceted approach.
That's amazing. And Ashley, I think you said something that really sparked something in me a minute ago. You said, we have vetted these organizations. And that's an important note here. I think that a lot of times, as donors are trying to figure out where to give their dollars, that's an important question. How do you vet them?
There's a couple of documents that we collect on the application side. And so we make sure that they're in good standing with the IRS, that they serve aging adults. We ask to learn more about what their fundraising campaign is about. We check out their website. So we want to make sure that they've been established for at least a year. And honestly, most of our organizations have been around, like Nichole's organization, for 40 plus years. Like, they are embedded in the community and are such a vital service. So yeah, we just do a couple of background checks to make sure they're in good standing with the IRS, they serve aging adults, and that they've been around for a long period of time, to make sure that when they raise funds on the Give 65 platform, they'll be utilized probably within that next year, and then hopefully they'll come back. I think that's one of the great things about Give 65 is we have partners who have been with us since we started this nearly 6 years ago that come back every year and end up picking up new donors who then are engaged in their mission and become recurring donors year after year.
Yeah, and I think, as you all have designed all of this and put this program together and built it over the past years, what would you say, Lenli, is your biggest goal in this? Where do you want to go with this in the long run?
Yeah, I think, for us, we're really driven by the fact that we know that there's a massive imbalance in the funding that finds its way to aging-related nonprofits and charities. And so whatever we can do to be able to shine more of that spotlight and educate our community on the value in investing in our aging adults. A lot of times I think that when people think of charitable organizations, they may think of sort of the younger generation or youth, education, animals, and those are all really wonderful, very worthy causes. But our aging adults are also a really worthy cause to be able to invest in. And so with our platform being this national organization that can partner with local organizations all across the country, we really find power in the fact, when you mentioned the community giving days, those are really localized and wonderful opportunities to support your community. With those, you have a number of causes represented on the site. And I think part of the power of the Give 65 platform is they're from all over the country, but we're really banding together under this idea that we're trying to elevate aging adults and their needs as they age. And so, our goal is really to, we'd love to be raising millions of dollars every year to be in all 50 states, to work with charitable partners all over the country. And we're getting closer and closer each year as more and more education goes out. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, our vision is that there's a world out there where no aging adult has to wonder about their basic needs. And so the more that we can offer for that education, that spotlight, and those dollars to be able to get us closer to that goal, that's what motivates us to get up every day.
Yeah, Leisha, as you were talking, Leisha Gray just commented on Facebook, amen. And I think I'm just going to quote her, amen. Right. It is vital that we start to draw these dollars into the aging communities, and to nonprofits who are taking these resources that are being provided and putting them where they really can have direct impact. I always like to end every single one of these programs by doing two things. The first one is to remind everybody to share this program. We need to share this program because donating and giving in aging and to aging, that's going to shift. That's going to make the difference. That's going to drive forward. That is the story that makes a difference. And so we need to create a vibrant community in which we are working together to sing that song in the choir that says aging matters. So thank you for doing this. So first, share this. In fact, I'm going to ask, can we get up here the website for everybody to go to? It is it just, Ashley, you tell us the website. We're going to put it up here.
Yep. I would encourage everyone to learn more about the Give 65 program to just check out give65.org. I'd encourage you to mark your calendars for July 13th through the 16th to support our charitable partners during the Give 65 event. And then follow along on our social media channels, which is HI Charities US for both Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where you can share our content. That's another great way. If maybe donating isn't in your pocketbook this time, share our content to hopefully engage new people to give in support of aging adults.
Okay, so perfect. So we will be sharing this out. And again, give65.org. Share, everybody, because this is going to drive forward this idea that donating in aging matters. And that's something we want to make clear. There's 3 of you on here. We usually only have 1 person on, so we're going to ask you to do it quickly. But this is the other thing I always like to end with, which is, what is the one thing you want to make sure that everybody listening takes away from this? So what is the one message you want to make sure they take away? Lenli, why don't you go first?
I think the one message that I would say to take away is that your giving to a program like Give 65 matters. The idea of collective giving is truly impactful. So when we think about what my gift plus another person's gift combined with another person's gift, it really can make an impact. So no matter the size of the gift, it's a gift that's meaningful and significant to you, which means it's meaningful and significant to us and our partners and the aging adults that it serves.
Couldn't agree more. Ashley.
I would co-sign what Lenli said, but in addition to that, if you're unable to give, think of ways that you can give back. So we also have a volunteer section on the Give 65 website. So if you can give of your time, so many of our aging adults right now are facing extreme isolation because of the pandemic. So think of ways that you can interact and engage with them to help reduce that isolation and let them know that they're not alone, and we're grateful that they're still here and members of our society.
Love that. And actually, Nichole, before you get to say yours, that we do have a question that we just need an answer to. Is there a Florida chapter just came in?
That's a great question. So again, one of the great things, the functionality of the Give 65 platform is that you can search for organizations based on location, or if there's a cause that's really important to your heart. So visit give65.org and you can just filter by Florida. We have a number of partners in Florida, so you can figure out maybe if there's one specific to your town that you want to support and know that the funds will stay in your community.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Nichole, you're up. What's our one thing? And make it donate to Duet. No, I'm kidding. What is your one thing you want to say?
Well, I just want to say that it truly is because of the donations that come in to this event that allow us to offer our services free of charge. Without gifts from the community, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And one of our homebound neighbors shared with us, I would go without food if it weren't for Duet because I could not drive or shop on my own. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. So truly, every donation, whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, it's helping someone get food who otherwise wouldn't.
Excellent. And because Nichole is much more polite than I am, she did not say donate to Duet, but I'll say it. We've just posted their link directly in there. give65.org/Duet. If you want to donate directly to them, you can do so. If you are looking for a different organization, a slightly different mission, if you are looking for a different region, go to give65.org. You can search for the organizations that you do want to support. You can support specific organizations, or you can support the entire endeavor at once. And they will make sure that money ends up back in the hands of the people doing the work. All the money raised goes directly back into these communities. So we are thrilled to see that this is happening in the aging community. We want to keep seeing things like this happen. If you are doing something like this in your community and ASA doesn't know about it, tell us about it. We want to hear about it, and we want to partner with you to help get the word out. So thank you so much, ladies. And good luck in a couple of weeks when this launches. And we can't wait to hear how it goes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.